Python regex slower than expected. I read a cool article on how to avoid creating slow regular expressions. Generally speaking, it looks like the longer and more explicit an regex is, the faster it will complete. A greedy regex can be exponentially slower. I thought I would test this out by measuring the time it takes to complete a more complex or explicit statement with a less complex or greedy statement. For the most part, everything seems to hold true, but I have one greedy statement that clocked in slower. Here are two examples. Is the local _time explicit regex just poorly written?
The more a regular expression has to backtrack, the slower it is. This might not hold for very small input data. However, who would care about the performance on small data? This topic is well covered in this article. This URL. Also, there are interesting contributions in this question. Greedy versus reluctant versus possessive quantifiers.
You also are not using the recompile feature of Python regexes, meaning your search time also includes time for the re module to compile the regex at each iteration. The difference between the greedy and non-greedy regex here is actually much closer to expected when you precompile. The rest of the explanation goes to backtracking. We can see that your tests speed up almost by a factor of 3 if you precompile your regexes for a large number of iterations. This answer is meant to complement at Mescalinum's answer, but for a large number of regexes, you should really be compiling the regexes ahead of time for a fair comparison.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.